What type of foods should you eat on a ketogenic diet? Let's find out. First off, it's very important to get enough fat in. That's where most people struggle. They have too much protein and too little fat in their diet. Therefore, consume foods that are higher in fat and lower in protein. So make sure the ratio is good. What foods have this ratio and what should you choose? So let's start with meat, because that's pretty obvious. You can choose whatever you like. So you can do beef, fatty beef obviously is a good choice here. Pork, for instance, bacon, as well as chicken. You can use lean and more fatty chicken. Sausages are very nice as well. They come with a lot of sodium, which most people lack. And burgers. Next up is seafood. Shrimps, for instance. You can also eat sardines, which are very easy to get and pretty cheap as well. And obviously salmon and actually any other fatty fish. Other than meat and fish, you have a few other options to increase the fat content of your food. If you, for instance, eat more lean chicken, you can use oils to increase the fat content of your meal. Other than that, you can have eggs, which have a very good fat to protein ratio, as well as nuts and seeds, but make sure to don't overdo it on them because they are very, very high in calories and a lot of omega-6. Dairy products can be included as well, for instance, cheese or full-fat Greek yogurt and stuff like that, as well as tofu, which has a lot of fat as well. Then you have olives and also avocados. Avocados have a lot of fiber and keep you full quite long. Then we have stuff like keto coffees or bulletproof coffees if you like them, basically butter and MCT oil in a coffee. Plain fat, so to speak. Then we have condiments. You can have everything that is low carb basically. So soy sauce, most salsas, Tabascos, salt and pepper, and any other herb. And lastly, fat bombs. Just search on the internet for recipes, you will find quite a lot. Those are very easy and very good to increase your fat to protein ratio. But we forgot something, right? What about fruits and vegetables? Those are very important, especially the latter. Make sure to eat enough low-carb veggies, for instance broccoli, cucumbers, cauliflower, and basically every dark green leafy vegetable. When it comes to fruit, make sure to only stick to berries because they are somewhat low in carbs and actually very good for you because they have a lot of antioxidants. But what about going out? You can't always just bring the food with you, right? Well, here's a few options. To begin your evening, start with a creamy soup. Those are usually very low in carbs and have a lot of fat because of the cream. If you don't like soup or want something cold, you can also have a salad. Make sure to have enough oil in there, maybe Greek cheese or a very fatty dressing, or just fatty fish or fatty meat on there. As a main dish, you can always have a steak or a cheese plate, but no breaded meats. Those have a lot of carbs. And as a dessert, you probably should just skip it or have a coffee, maybe with cream in it, if you're not satisfied and still hungry. But other than that, it's very hard to get a good keto-friendly dessert if you're going out. So just skip it or have a coffee instead. And just ask. Seriously, very important. You're in a restaurant. They have a chef for a reason. Just ask what they have in there, what the ingredients are, and if they can change something up, if they can switch one for another. And don't be afraid to ask. Lastly, there's also fast food. Sometimes you just on the run and you want to grab something very fast and you just want to go in and out in 5 minutes or so because you just don't have any time. First one would be a salad. Obviously, you can get a salad everywhere. You can just get a ready salad in any grocery store. And you can also use stuff like sub in the top. So you go to Subway and you get your grilled chicken or something sub, but you get it as a salad in the top. Therefore, you don't have the bread and therefore very little carbs. Obviously, burgers without the bun are a very nice option, especially if you have some cheese on there. Very high in fat, medium protein, and basically no carbs. If you go to Chipotle, make sure to get some guacamole. If you go to KFC, make sure to get the grilled chicken. Another option would be kebab without the bread, but make sure the sauce is very fatty and doesn't have too much carbs in there. Just ask. And if you don't want to spend money in a fast food chain and just want to grab something very quick from the grocery store, you can get stuff like cooked meats, just a bag of nuts, canned sardines. I would recommend the ones in water because the canned sardines in oil usually have very cheap oil in there. So I would just get the sardines in brine and use my own oil or just use something else to increase the fat content, but don't get the cheap oil from the canned sardines unless you can get very high quality sardines. And if you're not that hungry, just get a coffee to go, grab some cream from the grocery store and put it in there and you're good to go. I hope that helps you with figuring out what to choose when you're on a ketogenic diet. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And make sure to subscribe for more videos about dieting, nutrition, and workouts. See you next time. Thanks.